Okay, so here's what's wrong with the standard view of Christianity. Things in this book, the Holy Bible.
I couldn't agree with you more.
What's wrong with the standard view of Christianity, yes, the standard church-like view, is that the only commandment that matters in all the Bible, which God even said, is love. One word throughout all these pages is love. That's all that matters in the entirety of the Bible.
You heard it here first, Christians. Pack it up. Nothing to see here. Throw your Bibles in the garbage on your way out the door. Hey, you! Stop arguing. You heard the man. Just repeat the word love and the rest doesn't matter.
In the entirety of reality, that's what he wants you to believe, is love is all that matters. Now, since we've established that, why do other Christians still believe that it's okay to send people to hell?
It might have something to do with the rest of the Bible. You know, the parts you just finished saying doesn't matter. Crazy thought here, but just bear with me. Maybe you should give that book a read if you're going to call yourself the wise Christian.
Do you see a problem with that? See, now, my theory here is that Christians are afraid of God's authority and afraid to speak up because they don't want to go to hell.
Well, I have to be honest, I'm kind of sympathetic to their views here. I mean, if you really believe that an all-powerful being is going to torment your soul for eternity if you, quote, speak up, then it would be completely rational to not say anything.
And yet they tell atheists they're afraid because they suppress the truth. I don't think atheists suppress the truth as much as you probably think.
Well, thank you, sir. Very kind of you to say that.
They probably are too unintellectual to comprehend the truth.
Yeah, that must be it. We're far too dense to comprehend an ancient book written by our primitive, superstitious ancestors. It's clearly people like you who should be interpreting it for the rest of us poor schlubs. It's clear by this video so far that you have a firm grasp on theology, and you've correctly narrowed the Bible down from its original 1,200 or so pages to just one word.
That's what I think atheists are. Not all of them, but rather some of them.
Thank you for not painting us all with the same brush.
Anyway, Christians, hear me out here, okay? I do not believe in this. I believe in good and in love. And in some of the stuff that God says in here that is loving and good, not evil and death-like.
That's convenient. So basically, you cherry pick like crazy. The God of the Bible is unspeakably cruel. He drowns almost every living thing on the planet. He kills babies because a pharaoh doesn't do as he commands, even after he supposedly hardens the pharaoh's heart, and so on. The Bible is full of barbaric, immoral, blood-drenched stories that thankfully aren't true. But to just hand-wave them away because you don't like them and would prefer they weren't part of your religion is just plain intellectually dishonest. Talking about death-like, your entire religion is predicated on a human sacrifice. Some Christians literally wear a torture device around their necks as a symbol of their faith. The very symbol of your religion is death-like. Your religion celebrates vicarious redemption and human blood sacrifice so that your God can forgive the rest of us.
Why would I believe that it's okay to flood the earth and cleanse it from something that he created to wreak havoc upon? Why is that okay in your head, in your mind as a Christian? As a person that is supposed to love God with all their heart, mind, soul, strength. Why is that okay?
I don't know. Welcome to atheism.
You should not stand with God when it comes to hell, sin, or Satan.
I'm all for abandoning your archaic and untrue religion, but hypothetically speaking, if your God did exist, I'm not sure what your standing with this God or not would have to do with the final outcome. Your God has already, supposedly, shown a capacity to commit genocide and kill on a whim. I doubt your not standing with him would matter one bit.
Satan influences you to sin, therefore condemning you to hell. All three were created by God, because nothing exists unless he puts it forth. You get it? That's how reality came to be.
I think you're incredibly far from reality right now, but if your God made these concepts and entities with the full knowledge of what would happen, then it would also bear responsibility for the outcome. If I set up a bear trap in my living room and hypothetically know that my dog will have his leg mangled in 2.5 minutes, then I'd be responsible for the outcome. I wouldn't blame my dog for having his leg mangled. I mean, why wouldn't this God just kill Satan? The whole story doesn't make sense.
The expansion of the Big Bang? Did you forget Genesis 1:1?
You mean the incredibly simplistic and incorrect creation story? Nope, I didn't forget it. Genesis 1:1 also doesn't have anything to do with the Big Bang. It merely says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth."
Now, I am more than a soldier of God, okay? I actually think of myself as the commander of the entire world. As weird as that sounds, I'm still baffled by that when I communicate with God every day. And he communicates back every day. Has been for about 4 years. Maybe 3.25-ish.
No, there's nothing weird about that at all.
Regardless, Christians, you're not believing in what's right. You're believing in what's told of you to do. What's told of you to do is not always going to be right. You need to actually stand up, like I do, and put your hand forth and tell God no.
Not sure what told of you to do means exactly, but okay, we'll roll with it. Again, we're talking about an all-powerful deity here. You holding your hand forth and saying no, while being incredibly brave, would accomplish nothing. This entity would already know that you were about to do your whole hand shtick and planned accordingly. Do you really think that an all-powerful, all-knowing God is going to see your hand raised and say something like, "Yeah, wise Christian, you're clearly right. I was completely out of line. Let's get those billions of souls being tortured in a lake of fire up out of there and dried off right now. I'm so glad you were around to rein me in, bucko." No! He's going to toss your emperor of the whole world ass into that lake of fire alongside the rest of us ordinary humans.
This is not the way that this plan is going to be. You are not going to send my brother, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, my family. You are not going to send even me to hell, to be tortured for eternity. You are not going to do that.
God mode activated.
Why? It contradicts. It is against what he says is the greatest commandment. Get that through your head. Hell, sin, and Satan are against the very foundation to which God is. God says he is love, and yet hell, sin, and Satan are against what God's nature is. Get that through your head.
You're like a baby step away from atheism. I've gotten it through my head. It's one of the reasons I'm an atheist.
There's all kinds of things wrong with the standard view of Christianity. All kinds of things. Take it from someone like me, who fights atheists, well, not every day, but I used to every day. I used to have, 300 videos? I had a lot more videos.
I'm not sure you were fighting atheism effectively. It seems more like you're spreading atheism with each and every video produced.
And I can refute an atheist like that. Snap of a finger. That's all it takes. Genesis 1:1 and the Genesis 1:1 and the Big Bang. Any questions?
I don't think you're refuting anything, mate. I hate to break it to you. We've already gone over the Genesis 1:1 thing, and it's not convincing at all.
That's what got me to believe.
I'm sorry you're so gullible.
About 4.5 years ago. No, 4.25 years ago. 2 weeks later, we moved to Colorado.
What the... What does moving to Colorado have to do with anything? And why did you say it as if we should all understand the significance of that statement?
Christians, this is for Christians. I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but take heed. I know this video will help because I'm getting signs from God on the very screen I'm looking at.
Like all God signs, there are signs that no one else can see. And dear God, what are you doing to your eye? Stop! Make it stop!
Trust me when it comes to anything about God, because I'm not kidding. I'm not delusional, man. I don't see shit. I don't hear shit. My wisdom is the reason of my communication with God. He speaks to me in a manner that only I can comprehend. Just like he'll speak with you in only a way that you can comprehend.
Okay, Moses. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Take care and cheers.